In 2008, the world witnessed one of the worst financial collapses in modern history. Banks failed, stock markets crashed, and millions of people lost their jobs, homes, and life savings. But here's the shocking truth. The warning signs today are even more dangerous than they were back then. Economists, billionaires, and financial experts are all sounding the alarm, saying what's coming could be far worse than 2008. The question is, what's happening behind the scenes, and how can you protect yourself before the next crash hits? Stay with me, because this video may change the way you look at money forever. To understand what's coming, we first need to look back. The 2008 crisis didn't come out of nowhere. It began with cheap credit, risky mortgages, and banks taking bets they couldn't afford to lose. For years, everything looked fine, until suddenly it wasn't. Lehman Brothers collapsed. Confidence in the financial system vanished overnight. Within weeks, trillions of dollars were wiped out. Governments rushed in with massive bailouts and money printing. The crisis was stopped, but it wasn't solved. The system was simply patched together with duct tape, and now those cracks are opening again. Fast forward to today, and the warning signs are flashing red again. First, global debt. In 2008, global debt was around $170 trillion. Today, it's over $300 trillion. That's almost 3 times the size of the entire world economy. Second, inflation. Groceries, rent, gas, everything is more expensive. Central banks are raising interest rates to fight it, but that makes debt even harder to pay back. Third, banking instability. We've already seen cracks. Regional banks collapsing in the US, European banks under massive pressure. And fourth, geopolitics. Wars, US-China tension, supply chain shocks. The world is far more unstable than it was in 2008. Still not convinced? Let's hear from the experts. Ray Dalio, billionaire investor and founder of Bridgewater Associates, warns, debt cycles always end in pain. What worked before will not work again. Michael Burry, the man who famously predicted the 2008 crash, has called today's market the greatest speculative bubble of all time. And Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, says, the dollar is dying. A new financial order is coming. When these voices from different backgrounds and beliefs are all pointing to the same conclusion, it's time to take notice. They're not saying if the system will break, they're saying when. So what happens when the system finally cracks? It plays out like falling dominoes. First, debt defaults begin. Countries, companies, and households start missing payments. Then banks take the hit, loans go unpaid, and more banks fail. That leads to layoffs. Jobs disappear. Businesses close. Unemployment surges. People stop spending. Demand falls. And finally, markets collapse. Stocks, housing, currencies, everything spirals downward. The scary part? This won't just be an American crisis like 2008. This time, the pain will spread across the entire world. So what does all this mean for you? It means you cannot afford to ignore the warning signs. This is the time to prepare, not panic. Build an emergency fund. Diversify your savings. Don't put everything in one basket. Invest in skills that will keep you valuable no matter what happens to the economy. 2008 destroyed millions of lives. 2025 could test us all again. But those who prepare, those who stay informed, will not just survive. They will come out stronger. The next crash will define winners and losers for decades. So the choice is yours. Will you watch it happen, or will you be ready? If you found this video valuable, hit that subscribe button, because in a world this uncertain, knowledge isn't just power, it's survival.